Hey friends, welcome back to another episode. It's episode 5 in our energy and motivation with our depression series. Now, these are geared to hopefully decrease the behaviors that we do not want, the ones that tend to get us maybe negative reactions from other people or from our surroundings, and to hopefully decrease our depression. And in turn, we will hopefully increase our healthy behaviors and increase our lifestyle that we want, right? Our healthy lifestyle that brings us to the best version of ourselves that we want to be in this lifetime, and able to work on our long-term goals and our short-term goals. Because when we have too much depression or too much anxiety or, another really strong emotion, sometimes that gets in the way of where we want to be in life. So hopefully these videos are going to help with that. And this one is going to be on energy influencers. So food, sleep, movement, and screens. So we've talked about tracking your energy, understanding your capacity, and using microtasks to move gently through hard days. Today we're focusing on subtle but powerful factors that can influence our energy without us maybe even realizing it. So things like what you eat, how you sleep, how much you move, and what your screen time looks like aren't just wellness buzzwords. They're quiet contributions to your baseline capacity. So the good news is that you don't need to overhaul your whole life for these. This episode is about building awareness, not pressure. And it's about asking what patterns are helping me and what might be completely draining me. And again, awareness is the first step to changing ourselves. In the end, we really want to know what our patterns are, right? If that's behavioral patterns, mental patterns, social patterns, just what are we doing in our life that's either helping us or, like I said, draining us. And we want to increase the helpful stuff and to get, decrease the draining stuff, hopefully, in our lives, that we can do that. So let's explore 4 key influences and how to use them with compassion. So the first area here is going to be sleep and nutrition. So these are gentle anchors for your energy. First up, sleep and food, right? These 2 are the foundations of your energy levels, but depression often will disrupt both of these. So sleep. With depression, you might oversleep, struggle with insomnia, or feel unrested no matter how much sleep you actually get. Instead of aiming for perfect sleep, let's focus on these things. Having a consistent wake-up time, even if your bedtime varies. Creating a simple wind-down routine. So you dim your lights, you reduce your noise, maybe you even have some calming scent that's in the air for you. Avoiding doom scrolling right before bed. And ask yourself, how do I feel when I get 6 hours of sleep versus 9 hours of sleep? Begin to notice. We're not judging, we're just noticing our patterns here. So now food. You don't need a strict meal plan, but eating something regularly, especially in the morning, can stabilize your blood sugar and improve your focus. So try keeping a go-to snack near your bed or your workspace. Eat something within the first hour or 2 of waking up, and notice how your energy feels after different meals. And reminder, nourishing yourself is not a performance, it's care. Even toast and peanut butter counts. And I just think food and sleep are really important to us, especially, again, what we put into our bodies really affects us and actually can play into our emotions for that day as well. So what's another area where we can start noticing some patterns here? Well, gentle movement, not just exercise. This is about connection for ourselves. So the word exercise can often feel intimidating to many people, especially when you're in a low energy state. But movement doesn't have to mean a workout. So this is what it can mean. Stretching in bed, rolling your shoulders, standing outside for 2 minutes, walking slowly from one room to another while noticing your breathing. So movement helps because it activates your nervous system in gentle ways, and it reconnects you with your body, and it can sometimes shift emotional states for you. So here is a mindset shift. Don't move to fix yourself, move to support yourself. You're not chasing a goal, you're creating circulation, you're creating warmth, and you're creating presence. And you can start with just 1 minute and let that be enough till you're able to build upon that. So what's another area? Well, screens. So finally, we're at screen time. We all do it, especially when we're overwhelmed. It's familiar to us. It's numbing, and sometimes it is even comforting. But too much passive scrolling, especially on social media, can quietly drain your energy and fuel comparison, anxiety, or even shame. And so instead of, so notice these three things to see if they'll help. Do you feel more tired after scrolling for 30 minutes? Do you lose time in a way that makes you feel disconnected? And do certain apps energize you, or do they deplete you? And instead of cutting screens out completely, let's create some micro boundaries for those. Remember, we talked about that in the last episode, micro tasks. And so micro boundaries would be the same thing, where we start small, and if we need to or want to, we build upon those micro boundaries. And so a 15-minute timer before bed, replacing 5 minutes of scrolling with music, breath work, or light movement, and unfollowing accounts that make you feel less than. Also remember that what people put on social media is not always what's really in their life. And they may be praising a partner, a spouse, children, but at the same time, they may actually be struggling in those areas, and they just want to be seen differently. And so we need to really be careful that we're not comparing ourselves to somebody that we actually don't understand or know what their true life is really about. So this is about noticing what nourishes you and noticing what doesn't nourish us. And so to recap on this video, you don't need to overhaul your life. You just need to start noticing. And sleep and food are foundational. Their small, consistent rhythms help more than perfection does. And gentle movement creates reconnection, not pressure. And screens can soothe or they can drain. Awareness gives you a back choice with that. So start by observing. Keep a simple log or just reflect at the end of each day. Again, if we don't write this down, or maybe start to at least keep it in our mind, then we're not going to understand our patterns. We're going to try to change, but we may not understand what we need to change in the end. And so I always like to write it down, to take notice in your mind of what you're doing at this moment. Keep that for a week, maybe 2 weeks, and then we start implementing small changes. So if we notice that we're having too much screen time, or we're not eating a healthy meal, well, after we've acknowledged that and journaled it, then we now move to the phase of, okay, we're going to reduce screen time by so many hours a day or so many hours a week, or we're going to decrease some unhealthy food that we eat, maybe right before bedtime, and we're going to increase that with healthier versions of food that we can have right before bedtime. So these questions you can ask yourself when you are logging what's going on is, what gave me energy today and what took it away? So no shame, no rules, just some gentle noticing for yourself. And in our next episode, we'll explore social energy, how to honor your connection needs without overextending yourself. So here's the comment section. Here's where you get to tell us, do you have a hard time with these energy influencers? Are you struggling with food, sleep, movement, or screens? Or are you not struggling with these? Or are you struggling with a few of them, and some of them you've kind of got on lockdown and you're good with them? We would love to hear what you have to say on this subject. And if you're struggling with a question, here's one for you. What's one small change you've noticed makes a difference in your daily energy? So you deserve a life that supports your healing, not one that demands your performance. I think if we had one that demands our performance all the time, we are probably going to be drained of energy on a pretty regular basis there. So here's my next favorite section where I get to talk about some journals I created in a children's book. These are created with the mindset to help with these videos, and really the mindset to help you become the best version of yourself, not only you, but your children at the same time, because we can always learn and grow and change in ways that make us healthy people. And so in a world that moves too fast, what if you could create a space to come home to yourself, and your children could do the same? Start with your heart. So the self-love, self-discipline, and self-discovery journal is your guided path to clarity, purpose, and showing up for a life that you truly do want. And when anxiety arises, meet yourself with compassion. The Anchored in Kindness journal helps you to calm your nervous system, understand your patterns, and find peace, one breath and one page at a time. And so for those little hearts that you love the most, meet Luna and Bravion the Lion, a magical story that helps children find their courage, listen to their heart, and trust their glowing spark. A story of bravery, self-trust, and emotional wisdom. And for the little ones at the back, there is also some worksheets that they are able to complete, probably with your help, on understanding some aspects of their own life when it comes to bravery and courage. So if you like this video at all, if it resonates with you, subscribe, like, comment, and if you think somebody could use it, then go ahead and share it.